Joe in real life. So my mom is in a nursing home slash hospice care, and now she has COVID. And like, I don't know, right? This is probably it. I mean, it's been happening now for months. And I'm just like, I'm just so tired and sad, and I feel like just so put upon, you know? And which I know is like childish, because I'm not put upon. She is, you know? She's the one enduring this. I just feel like I haven't had a fucking second to breathe in the last year. And so this is another video like this where I did some squats with the bar and I pulled my sled. I'm kind of taking a resty poo today. I did a little work. I did a little mobility work and whatnot, but the ankle's acting up. Yesterday's efforts were fun. They were genuinely fun. Although I'm having a hard time finding it right now in my heart. See, but I had a good workout yesterday, and I'm kind of paying for it today. You know, when you do that end range of mobility work, it feels really, really good while you're doing it. But like, I just slept it off, and now I'm sore. And those origin points of my dysfunction, they're a good deal more than sore. They're acting up, you know. I've got some Baxter foot pain. I've got some outside of the right ankle. It's just kind of, it's weirdly, it's not swollen, but it's just kind of throbbing. And a preoccupied, man. I'm preoccupied with my mama. And just like what a fucking bear this whole last year has been. This whole, after my relapse and then finding new work and then trying to put everything back together, and my lady's miscarriage and my son moving in. I just like, it's kind of like feel like I'm asphyxiating, like I'm slowly drowning, you know, like some maniac is like pushing my head underwater and pulling it out, and I'm staying underwater for ever increasing intervals. And like, I'm not drowned yet, but like, I just wish it would happen. I guess, I don't know if I mean that. I mean it right this second, but I just wish you'd just hold my head underwater and leave me there, you know? Like, I'm sick of these rescue breaths. And that's not a great message, you know? This isn't an upbeat video that I have to share with you today. So that's one aspect of how I feel, and it's partitioned, right? And like, we all have these things. We all have these aspects inside of us, and they're partitioned. And it's kind of like a revolver chamber where the one that's firing in a given moment, you can't fire all 6 or 10 or 20 of them. You get to fire one, and that one's lined up with the barrel right now, you know? And I know as the day goes on, it's going to change, right? And it's like, let's mix metaphors again. It's like all these aspects of who I am have a seat at the table. And like, and then I'm at the table too, and I should be at the head of the table. But I get overrun, you know? All the other aspects at the table, they want to sit at the head of the table, but also they have a certain utilitarian value. And so, like, take anger as an example. Sometimes I'm in a situation where who I am, me as a person, I shouldn't be at the head of the table. So anger moves to the head, you know? Because anger can get jobs done that I can't. Certainly jobs done that sadness and joy can't get done, you know? And similarly, situations change, and that's the kind of rolling of the barrel, right? And like different aspects get different turns at the head of the table. And I guess what I'm lamenting right now is that I don't feel like I've been at the head of the table, like at all, you know? I feel like I'm just getting, I feel like I had a little crisis. I had a little relapse and a little sad moment where I was fed up, understandably, with a job that was chipping away at me. And I've surrendered my seat. And now I can't get it back, you know? Now these flavors and colors of who I am as a person are overriding, and they're in control. Let's just say it flatly. They're in control. I'm not there. I still get a vote. I'm still at the table, but I'm not at the head. And this is a relatively common enough metaphor for what it is to be an identity and struggle with your character defects, or maybe not defects isn't even right, but just attributes, right? Just your attributes. I got to get back to the head of the table, but I'm so tired, you know? And like right now, sadness, who normally doesn't ever get to be the front of the table. I always let anger have the head of the table instead of sadness. But now sadness is there. And he's like, guess what, guys? We got a case of the fuckets. And, you know, we'll do what we have to do. But that's it. And the rest of the time, we're going to be brooding and morose. And probably eat sugar. Now that I'm saying it out loud, it doesn't sound that bad, actually. You know, and I guess that's the awesome power of sadness. You know, you'd think it would be the worst of the emotions, but it's pretty comfortable, and that's its charm, that's its allure, you know? Depression is a warm bed, a hot tub, a box of cookies, binging anything at all. The dumber, the better. I'm not often prey to that. And I don't credit that as to me. I think it's just not in my character. It's not in my makeup. But when it gets a foothold, oof, boy, good luck on getting it back. You know? I think that a 2-week slip could take 3 months to get out of. You know? I hate that. I hate that. It's so easy to slip in. It's so hard to get out. So that's where I am today, you know? And I'm going to try hard to get my attitude right, and I'm going to try hard not to give in to these worst aspects of who I am as a person. And it might be a losing battle, you know? It might be that the best course of action is just to turn it over, just to let it be. It might be that the fighting it just drags it on. That could very likely be true. But fight I must. surrender, you know? It's one of the pivot points of the 12-step program. It's the first step. Powerlessness over alcohol. And man, I can admit that. I was beat. I was licked. But everywhere else, it's like, I'll surrender. But you're gonna have to make me. You know? Alcohol made me. It got me good. I'm struggling, guys. I'm sorry. This is getting long. This is 11 minutes now. That's where I'm sitting today. I pulled my sled with my weighted vest on, and it took 15 minutes. So that was probably 100 pounds backwards with the sled. Yeah, right around 100. Honestly, it felt really good while I was doing it. And as soon as I finished, I just felt like flat and stupid and bad. So yeah, good times. Hey, I didn't mean to bring you down. This is Joe in real life. I love you guys. Be good to each other today. All right. I'm gonna strive hard to do the same, and I will talk to you tomorrow. Today's kind of a turdy little rest day. I did some squats with the bar. I pulled my sled. I bent myself a few times. But tomorrow, I think I'll get 5 workouts in this week. 5 of my knees over toes variations. I was aiming for 6, and I technically could still get it. But, well, I've gotten 3. So I will definitely get 2 more. Whether or not I get 3 more, doesn't seem so likely. Anyway, that's that. Tomorrow's another day. And once again, sorry for the shit attitude. I'll talk to you tomorrow.